time for our final topic of the day here on Undisputed. Kawhi is officially a Clipper. The Athletic reports his new deal is 3 years for $103 million, with a player option in the third year. The terms of the deal a bit surprising since most people were anticipating 4 years, but it does line up with the deal of his new teammate, Paul George. Shannon, your reaction?
Oh, I'm not surprised, Skip, and it also puts him in line again for another big deal. But it seems like he wants to be joined at the hip with Paul George. So both will be free agents in the same year, and it's like, okay, Clip, what are you gonna put around us? So I'm not surprised with him. You know, Kawhi's a major player, Skip, in the hoop game now. He on that level with LeBron and KD.
Old Sneaky Pete. So it sounds to me like number 2 and Paul George now rule the NBA world. It is their oyster. Because what can they do in 2 years? They can say, you know what? We want to be Lakers. LeBron retiring, maybe. Or they can say, let's go save the Knicks. Or if number 2 had an ounce of honor left in him, he could say, you know what?
Go back and do Spurs.
Yeah, I got to right the wrong. I owe them. I'm going to go take Paul George back to San Antonio and make it up to my Spurs.
You said you didn't want him.
I'm giving him an out.
No, he'll want no out.
I would call him by his given name.
Yeah, but you said you didn't want to know. We're done with him. We want no parts of number 2.
I'm done with him, but again, does he want to make it up and right the wrong?
Oh.
It's karma.
So in other words, if he comes back to San Antonio, y'all win a title, all will be forgiven.
Well, I'd forgive that one.
I bet you.
Well, how could I not?
No.
He's not going to do that?
He'd have thought about it had you not called him 2 for the last year. But since you did, he says he's not going to be able to do it.
Okay, it's my fault.
Yep.
But you know what? Those 2, speaking of 2, if they don't like it next year, somewhere else. If they don't like the Clippers, right?
Well,
they run this league now.
But who's going to be able to have the cap space to move and get both of those guys? Both of those guys.
Everybody will move heaven and earth to get them.
Beasley approved the use of a coach's challenge on a 1-year trial basis next season. Here's how it's going to work. Teams can use 1 challenge per game on calls, including personal fouls. However, in the final 2 minutes of the 4th quarter or overtime, a play will be automatically triggered for review and not challengeable, therefore. Shannon, do you like this?
Skip, I guess I can live with it because it's going to be a dead ball. They've already stopped the play, so you're not stopping play. It's different than the NFL rule that now you can challenge what you think should have been a call or all that other foolishness. I just like, I like the change of possession. If the ball goes out of bounds or something of that nature, okay, I don't have a problem with it. But I guess I can live with it since the clock will already be stopped, since the foul would have been called. And you're questioning whether there was a foul committed or not. It's not like, well, I think there should have been a call, so I'm going to challenge this. So I can live with that because the play would have already been stopped. And so you're saying, that's not a foul. So let's go back and take a look at it.
It's a foul called on your player.
Correct. Okay. Yes. So I can live with it.
So you can actually live with getting it right. Why wouldn't you embrace getting it right? You're grudgingly, with teeth clenched, saying, I can. But Skip, I'll be okay with that. What if it's right?
But here's the thing, Skip. There's a human element to calling games. I don't care. Unless you challenge every play, unless you review every play, you're not going to get every play right. And I think that's what these leagues are trying to do. You're not going to get every play right. There's a human element to calling ball games. The quarterbacks, the defensive back, the coaches, they're all human.
I despise the human element because it is fixable with today's technology.
No, it's not, Skip.
Yes, it is.
So you want to fix every play?
I want to fix as many as there is time for. And if you get this down to a science, and they said they're going to have another official sitting courtside to expedite this process.
Right.
So he'll just be sitting on press row, and he will look quickly at the video to help push the referees in the right direction.
Right.
Okay? And maybe he'll be a little more impartial, where it's always hard on the referees to look bad, to make themselves like, okay, you got us, because it's hard for whoever the head referees to say, yeah, that guy, he missed that, or the woman missed the ball, whoever it was, like that's wrong.
Right.
But if you have impartial at courtside, and obviously they're talking back to the home office, then maybe you can get it righter faster and make the game go faster. Because sometimes they go look at it 15 times when you're sitting in your living room saying, that's so obviously wrong.
Skip, they get one challenge.
Okay.
So in other words, you're saying the officials get all of them right except like one time a game.
Okay, but obviously you're going to have to save your challenge for the last 2 minutes of a close game.
Well, you can't because it'll automatically be.
Okay, but not foul calls in the last 2 minutes.
Right.
Right?
And you need a timeout.
Okay, you need to save a timeout and a challenge.
Right.
Well, I wish they got at least, because I'm so pro replay, I wish they had a challenge per half where at least you could say, if you got a really bad call in the first 5 minutes of the game.
Or treat like NFL, get 2, and if you get it right, you get a 3rd.
Okay, they're saying it doesn't matter whether you get it right or not. You know, you're not going to get another one. It's over and out.
Well, dang, what's my incentive?
Okay, and what still grates on my nerves is this will not fix the robbery of the century that happened in your hometown of New Orleans, not your home, where you live, obviously, which was a non-call in the Saints-Rams. You should be scarred. A lot of people are scarred.
Skip!
It kept that team from going to the Super Bowl and maybe winning the Super Bowl. Well, whatever. They were going to win that game.
Skip, there is a human element to it. I mean, you make it seem like these egregious calls. And if this was like the catch rule that was coming up weekly, I could, you know what, Skip, maybe I can come to your side. But this was an isolated incident. And we're going to turn the whole cart upside down over one bad apple?
Yeah. Well, at least they're trying to fix it while the Hall of Famer across from me keeps saying, maybe. You know, I guess I can live with that.
Yeah, I guess I can live with it.
Okay.
They already
for this team. You are raving about the roster that Rob Pelinka filled out on the fly, scramble mode, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you have been saying 56 wins, 2 seed, championship.
Yes.
And I think a whole lot of people are jumping aboard your bandwagon. I told you earlier in this show, I almost feel sorry for your man Carson Wentz, limp it to him Wentz. But in this case, I do feel a little sorry for LeBron James because think of what just happened. He went from the butt of jokes all last year to suddenly flipping around to best player on the planet, on the team many people believe will win next year's championship because he added Anthony Davis, right? So last year, there was a blooper reel circulating, a video, and we've got like a mini version of it. Do you remember, I don't know if you saw it, where it had all the low points, all the low lights of the Lakers season to the music One Shining Moment, the Luther Vandross song.
Yes.
And we have just a few of them. If we could just show them right now. These are a few of the lowlights that we just experienced last season. That's LeBron off the backboard on the inbounds. We got LeBron being shoved by Kuzma out to the three-point line to play a little bit of defense for once. We got LeBron rolling the ball up the floor and rolling it and rolling it and rolling it and then off his own foot out of bounds. That's ugly. And then we got, of course, the Hazonia block. Whew. And we got Hazonia. He stared him down after that. Remember, he walked off the court. LeBron was down on one knee and just stared him down. He got blocked. That's the game-winning shot blocked.
Well, that lets you know, Skip, it's groin.
Okay.
No elevation.
It was all groin. This year, no more excuses. This year, the honeymoon is over. This year, he has everything at his fingertips he could ask for. This year, Space Jam will be in the can, right? Space Jam 2. So you got it all behind you, and the world will expect what LeBron posted, what was it, 2-3 weeks ago? Comeback season for the ages.
The big payback.
So he's exerting expectations on himself, which I admire. But now the world will embrace those, and now he's got to live up, and it's year 17. It's his age 34 season. Michael Jordan, age 34, made first-team all-defense and led the league in scoring.
I'm glad you say that. I find it ironic. Maybe this is the epiphany that I was looking for, Skip Baylor.
Okay.
17, something LeBron James has felt since he was 17 years of age is pressure. Because that's when they started televising his game in high school.
I would agree.
The guy that put Chosen One on his back, the guy that went #1 overall in the draft in 2000, what was that, 3, Skip? Pressure.
Yep. First game at Sacramento, remember? What did he go for, 25?
Yeah, the savior. is something that the man has dealt with since he was 17 years of age. And it's funny, Skip. How old is LeBron now? 34, 17, 34.
Okay. Magic number? Maybe he should wear number 17?
No, he ain't wearing that number. No, he ain't wearing that. Skip, look, this is LeBron. We know what comes along with these great players.